All right. Good evening, Facebook family. It's your girl, Lakeisha Mosley, here with another episode of Convo with Keisha on a very historical day. Might I add, we are so happy. Dr. Kellye, I am so glad to have you here today. We are talking with HBCU alumni band members. And when I say this project is like the bomb,
yes.
It's the bomb. But guess what? We ain't gonna give them too much right now, Dr. Kellye. I want you to start with telling everyone a little bit about yourself, and I'm so glad to talk to you on tonight. Definitely.
Well, I'm glad to be on this show, and I'm glad to meet you virtually. Yes. Hopefully in person one day. But I am Dr. Kellye Michelle Worth Hall. I am an emergency physician currently working in urgent care. I, of course, graduated from A&T in 2000, biology major, went to medical school at East Carolina and did my residency there as well. I actually was in the first edition of the HBCU Experience Anthology, the A&T version. So one-time bestseller. This is about to be the second bestseller. And I do have a memoir coming out this summer, basically talking about how I got into medicine. So that'll be bestseller number 3. I also own a hip hop dance studio. It's mainly adults, but we are starting our youth division, and we do allow some advanced teens to perform with us in our various projects. I actually just took that over in 2019, the end of 2019. We reopened under me. My founder, she's still my business partner, but she had actually gone off to LA for a second. But then COVID brought her back. And COVID shut us down. Like, we opened up and it had to shut down due to COVID, but we're still here. So I'm a doctor by day, a dancer by night, and a studio owner. And I was the first female drum major of the Blue and Gold March Machine at North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, Aggie Pride.
What did you say that all in one breath, sis? Because I don't know.
She kind of used to doing this sort of thing. She liked to perform things. So turn the camera on and she's ready to go. Like,
right? Like, that's just what it is. Oh my gosh, first. Did you say first?
It's only been 2, and I was the first. In the 100+ year history of the Blue and Gold March Machine.
Okay, can I say Black Girl Magic?
I mean, you know what I mean?
It's just what we possess, though, Dr. Kellye. Let's just be real. Okay,
it's what we do. It's what we were raised for.
What we do. And look, my girl watching us, Dr. Ashley. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it, Dr. Kellye. So let's get into it, because your girl didn't go to your girl didn't go to HBCU. I went to a PWI. However, I have been, because of Dr. Ashley, I have been in communication with so many HBCU alumni, from the Black Queens to now the band alumni. So long as she keep me partner, I'm gonna keep talking to y'all.
Listen, I mean, all the cousins of us. It's okay.
Right.
Real. Cookout. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I still get invited to the cookout. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. But let's talk about the HBCU experience. What is that like? Like, let's talk about it.
I mean, it's something that you can't even really put into words.
Right.
It's a whole aura. Like, when you are just around your people and you can just be relaxed and you don't have to like worry about what's going on outside in the world, because the world is like trifling right now. But you get on a HBCU campus and it's like, my people, we're here. Let's have fun. Let's party. Let's talk. What we doing? Let's just do something.
Right. I mean, I saw that firsthand. I got invited to PB's homecoming. First, let me say how exhausted I was, number one.
Oh, I mean, you need to make sure prior to and then take off, because I always take off the Monday after homecoming.
Yeah.
Because I got to recover.
You're going to have to. But it was beautiful to see everybody that looked like me.
Right.
On this one campus.
Educated people, okay? Educated Black people. It's a beautiful thing.
All on this one campus. So I absolutely love the connection, because I think that's what sets HBCUs apart. Not just the rich education, And I'm learning about me, my people, where I come from, my heritage, all of those things. But it's the connection. I've talked with Dr. Christie and I've talked with Terry, and I said, when I went to these PWIs, I felt like I got a great education, and I did. It brought me where I needed to be, I think. Exactly. However, the connection stopped the day I graduated.
Right.
I don't talk to them people no more.
Right. Whereas when you go to an HBCU, like, especially if you're in a band, it's like you never
right.
So you come back, and I mean, I still, because I march with the alumni band, of course. So I keep in contact with the active university band. And, you know, I like to do a mentoring sort of thing. So I make sure that, you know, anybody that's trying to go into the medical field, or if you're trying to be a dancer, you know, any of my million personalities, if you want to be one of me, I make sure to try to hook up with you.
Right.
Like, who you need? The dancer, you need a doctor, you need an author, who you need? I'm all of them.
Right. But I love that. Yes, I love that. Let's talk about the HBCU experience with the band. So let me tell you, this is my thing. When I think of HBCUs, the band is the first thing that comes to my mind. I know it's our heritage. I know it's the history. But I mean, the HBCU just wouldn't be what it was or what it is
without the
band.
I mean, especially like A&T, like the band is one of the #1 marketing tools. So
let's talk about it.
But yeah, I mean, there's being in the band in itself, like that's a whole other can of worms.
Right.
Those are friendships that last forever, and it's not even just your band. Because I am a member of Phi Beta Sigma, I am representing my color today. I have connections with Kappa Kappa Psi and Phi Beta Sigma from all other schools, and it's a bond that's even different from. I'm also a Delta. It's a bond that's even different from the Divine Nine, because it's like a smaller organization. That whenever I see someone with, you know, any paraphernalia on, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. We got a whole different bond. I got to speak. So I'm going to be that one that's all right. That's going to be like, you know, I will sometimes not speak to a Delta. I'm sorry, ladies. Because we have so many of us. It's like, okay, you know what? I don't feel
Don't let Dr. Ashley hear you say that.
Look, I mean, she probably the same way. I ain't even over it. Because I mean, it's a million of us, okay? So sometimes, like, you know what? I'm gonna let this pass on. She ain't gotta know. But when it comes to Phi Beta Sigma, I'm going to go out of my way to make sure I speak to them, because we don't see as many of those members. But it's just it's a completely different bond, because it's the band is full of character and full of characters, and it's something, once again, that unless you experience it for yourself, I can't even really tell you how it is. But it's basically like being in a gigantic fraternity or sorority, and it was the best experience ever.
Right. Within itself, I mean, just think about it's a nucleus within itself.
Yes.
That you
just the largest organizations on campus. And the funny thing is, like, so we had to be, back in my day, they changed it around a little bit now. We had to be at band practice at 5:00. So we had to, the cafeteria opened up at 4:00. So we have to be like the first people in the cafeteria to make sure we make it to band practice on time.
Right.
So what would happen was, if we saw one band member in line, we just go ahead and jump in line with them and dare somebody to say something. Like, what? You got something to say? Like, we got rehearsal at 5. We got to eat, okay? So y'all play this doggone game Saturday, because you know you're going to leave after we're done.
Exactly. Like, give me my props. Like, don't play with me like that now.
Right.
Like, for real.
You work harder than a football team. What?
Exactly. I mean, and I love it. I think about it. You know, one of my favorite movies, of course, is Drumline. And I think about that scene, you know, where they're talking about, oh, you know, the tubas is this. This is the heart of the band. Oh, we're the pulse of the band. But I look at the band as the pulse of the campus.
Yes.
Because people may not care 2 craps about the football team.
Right. However,
they're coming to see that band.
Yes, they are. Now A&T has a great football team, so yay.
Right.
To the Big Ten, so I don't know what's about to happen to us now. A whole other can of worms we won't even talk about, but whatever. It was a financial decision. I get it. I understand more exposure. However, but you know, we still will be playing some HBCUs, so do not fret, guys. We're still coming to get in that behind with y'all band. We're not going anywhere. We still gonna come and blow your house down.
Right. Straight up. I mean, straight up. And y'all were depicted. I mean, y'all been depicted in a few places, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like for real, like
right.
But you know, it's similar enough. But you know what's funny is that the drumline, I mean, I love drumline, but it is a very watered down experience of what we actually experienced. Like, I mean, we did march in the rain and you know, but yeah, it was just like band camp in itself is something that, you know, you if you make it, you should be proud.
Girl, you make me think about. But see, I'm an AK, but I'm grad chapter. So I don't know what it's like to be on the yard and do all that, and I don't know if I would have made it. I'm just saying.
Oh no, you would have made it. You'd be fine. But yeah, I mean, band camp was like 5 a.m. to like 10 p.m. with 2-hour breaks for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 4 weeks. Like, I mean, you know, so yeah, when you make it through that, it's like, I survived. Hallelujah. Praise him.
Thank you, Dr. Ashley. Thank you. Thank you. I think what's so integral about you ladies that I've been talking to is that you really can't have that HBCU experience without the band. So let's take the band out of it. What would that experience be like for you? Or do you even know what that's like?
Right. I was getting ready to say, I really don't even know because I marched for 4 years. So I came in and every year that I was on A&T's campus, I marched. However, because I was Aggie born and my parents went to A&T, I was at football games and homecomings and everything before I actually got to A&T. But yeah, there's a lot of things I didn't experience until after I graduated. Like the fashion shows, I was like, who knew? These things are amazing. Because my sisters, like they both should have been in the band because they both play instruments, and one actually was drum major in high school. We were both drum majors in high school, and then the other one was a majorette in high school, but she plays a flute, and she actually made it onto the squad for Golden Light. But then she was like, "Man, I ain't got time for this. I quit." I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" So my sisters did not follow me into the band. Whatever.
You sounded salty about that, sis. I was just
I was just like, "What you mean? You ain't." I mean, I follow my dad. Y'all supposed to follow me. What? Either way, it's fine. But yeah, so they actually were in Verge, the modeling troupe. And so I would go, you know, after I graduated and see them in the fashion shows. And I was like, hold on. I've been missing out on so much stuff. I mean, I loved being in the band. I loved the experience. But I was like, dang, I missed out on some stuff.
Like the whole fashion show, all kind of other stuff.
Yeah, because I was at practice. We won't go to no fashion show. The fashion was us in our band uniforms. How about that?
Oh my gosh! So you said your dad
like any of that stuff, like
right?
So, my sister was Miss Freshman, so I went to coronation the first time when I graduated, like all that stuff because we were in practice. We could not go to any of that stuff. Did go to the step shows because I was part of the step show.
Right.
But yeah, that was about the only thing that we could really experience. And I'm glad Dr. Hodge let us be in that because, you know, he basically ended practice early so we could go and be in the step show.
That is hilarious. I
missed out on whole segments of life, but I don't regret it at all because, I mean, like I said, I have friendships that to this day stand and they were in the band. I mean, yeah, there's nothing like it. I love it. And I can go back today and know people in the band, like know them. So that's amazing in itself. So it's like, even though I've graduated, I'm like an adult with like a million jobs. I can go and be around the band, and then suddenly I'm back like college form.
Right.
Like, let's go marching. What you got, boys? You ain't got nothing. I got you.
So you say your dad was in the band?
Yes, my dad and my uncle.
So what is that experience you think is like? I know you've had conversations with them. So like from when they were in it to when you were in it.
I mean, so there was public hazing at that time.
Jesus, we're not gonna talk about the hazing, that crap.
You know, that's back in the 70s.
Back then they could do it.
Right. In the public. I mean, it was one day visible. And what's funny is my dad is actually in Omega, and so he pledged on campus, and he would use the band to hide him from his bros. I'm sorry if I'm telling on you, Dad, but whatever. I mean, it's years later.
Wait,
so it's fine. they probably know by now.
Right.
But yeah, so I mean, yeah, so and my dad, he never marched with the alumni band. I mean, I don't know why. He basically said, no, my knees don't work no more. But I did have the opportunity to march a few times with my uncle in the alumni band. So that's amazing, just to be able to share that with my uncle and my dad, and, to know that they paved the way for me.
Right. Now, let's get into this anthology, because, baby, when I say it's going to be bombs, it's like,
listen,
Ashley touches pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can be a little biased because that's my friend. I can be a little biased, but it's okay.
Right. I am too.
Let's talk about this anthology. What made you want to be a part of this particular anthology book?
So what's funny is that, I was drum major in 98 and 99, graduated in 2000. And so people are just realizing that I was the first female drum major. Like, some people knew back then, but then, we didn't have social media back then. So I missed out on all the glitz and glam that Masara from FAMU got. She was first female drum major in 2018, and she was on like HLN and like all these different things. And I was like, well, but I did it when it
right.
So,
what was y'all back then? Okay.
Right. Like, where was my interview? I mean, I'm cute. Look at this. Look at these eyes, okay? These eyes are everything. But sorry. But yeah, so it's funny now that people are like, oh, so you were like the actual first. And I was like, yeah. And I actually went viral on A&T's campus on Twitter in 2018, I think it was, because, we got to march in with the band on the track, and it was like suddenly I was revived, and everyone was like, whoa, we had a female drum major. Like, who knew? And I was like, but I've been here every year. Like, what do you mean? I've never been to homecoming. So,
like, where y'all been?
Right, but I got like 26,000 views on Twitter from that one video. I was like, I mean, where y'all been? I've been here. Right. So I was like, maybe I need to start speaking up and being like, hey, guys, like, I was the first. I made history. And so that's what I'm doing. And to be part of this book is just a way to show other females that it can be done. This ceiling, we can break it and shatter it and stomp all over it and march all around it and set it off. So it was important. And then Dr. Little made me an expert author, so I was like, I mean, I have been around the band for like ever. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that expert author.
Hello.
Take that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so it was just, it's a story that needs to be told, that, there are female drum majors and you can do what the guys do. So that's one thing that was important to me to blaze a trail for other young females. Right.
I think it's amazing. Number one, we don't hear people talk about the band, which is the heartbeat of the campus. Number one, nobody's talking about that. So of course, Dr. Ashley then brought that out. But I think, like you said, yes, and I think what you said was so very important. It brings awareness to how important, number one, the band is. Secondly, that as a little brown girl, as a little brown boy, this is an opportunity for you. I mean, think about it. How many people's school was paid for with band?
Yeah.
You know, how many people can get segued into a college band because they play well in middle school and high school?
And what's interesting is I really believe that because I became the first female drum major, I really believe that got me into medical school because, you know, everyone is smart when they're applying for medical school. So you need something that's going to set you apart, and especially minorities. It seems like they always want to find out how you overcame adversity. So, I mean, I didn't really see myself as having much adversity because I mean, I grew up middle class, and you know, it wasn't like I started from the bottom and now we're here. You know, there was none of that. Like I was always in the middle, and you know, as far as like middle class. But I felt like there's a story that needed to be told, and when I was writing my personal statement for medical school, I spoke about being the first female drum major. And 2 out of 3 of my interviews at East Carolina were about me being the first female drum major. And so I really feel like that's what set me apart from some of the other candidates is I had a completely different story. It wasn't just about grades for me. I was a whole well-rounded person. So that's why I said, you know, the band was everything for me.
Right. And with saying that, you know, do you feel like the band not only had you well-rounded, but your connections not only on campus, but outside of campus after you graduated and even now to life? Do you feel like band played a huge part of that?
Yeah. And like I said, I'm getting suddenly people are because I'm telling my story. Like I should have told it like years ago, but whatever. Like the never. But now I'm getting interviews with like Spectrum News in Greensboro, and it's like all of these people are suddenly like, "Oh wow, she's like this amazing person," and then they find out about my other layers, because it's like they're like, "Well." The reporter that interviewed me for Spectrum, she was like, "So, I mean, do you have anything else going on?" I was like, "Well, since you asked, I got
let me go and tell you right quick.
So
let me go and tell you because you asked me.
Right, you know, let me give you all my parts because there's a lot of them. I got multiple personalities inside this little body.
Right.
But yeah, so it's just like, so I dance and I'm an entrepreneur, and you know, I'm not just stuck in this one little box of being a doctor. And you know, for the longest time, people only knew that I was either a drum major or a doctor. Like they didn't even connect the two. So people in Greensboro just knew me as a drum major. They never knew that I went off to medical school and, you know, became a whole doctor. Like Travis, when he was interviewing me, he was like, "So wait, you're like an actual like physician?" And I was like, yeah, like I literally save people's lives. Like in the emergency department, like people have literally died in front of me and I've like saved them. Like, yes. But then it's like now, so in Charlotte, people would know me more as a doctor. And so then it's like, oh, well, but so you were in the band. Like, so yeah. And then now I have a whole studio. And we do multiple things. We basically the studio was founded in 2011 by my partner Anna Oboise. She's a former NBA dancer, and she wanted to bridge the gap between recreational and professional dancers. So we actually have beginner classes all the way up to professional. Like if you're trying to train and become a professional dancer, we have that as well. So we have beginner and everything in between to professional. And some of my choreographers now got a former Miami Heat dancer, former Detroit Pistons dancer. One of the guys, he was on the first all-male hip-hop squad for the Hornets. So, I mean, and then we have so many different varieties of choreographers. I mean, we got little girls, big girls, guys, white, black, Hispanic, you know, so we basically try to make it as diverse, and there is a spot for everyone. If you ever wanted to dance, come to NC Dance District. We rent out the building for private events, and if people need rehearsal space, we also do private parties to where you and a few of your friends can get together, and we do a private lesson for you, and then we let you kiki it up and eat and drink and be merry. So we do all sorts of. We shoot videos. We do visuals. My business partner is a producer, so she produces concept videos. And if you come to class, you may end up in one of our videos, because if the teacher, the instructors, the choreographer sees that there's something in you, she's like, okay, cool. Like, I'm shooting a video, you want to be in it. Like, you just never know. So, and I mean, we have some reach. LA, we bring in LA choreographers, New York choreographers, Atlanta choreographers. I mean, we do it all. So, Charlotte's about to be the next entertainment capital. I don't know if y'all know it, but it is. And that's right in the middle of it. So, look at this face. It'll be everywhere before you know it. You heard it here first. I'm going to be bold in the name of Jesus.
And listen, remember what she was, y'all. Okay.
You heard it here first. Breaking news. I never forget anybody. Okay. I'm coming back. Like, let's go.
Right. And I love that. And I love how, the whole experience just bridges and connects people. Last night Terry was talking about how if she hears something, she was a clarinet player, she would use her fingers, and she said someone saw her doing that on a plane, and they came over and they were like, you were in the band. She was like, how you know my business? How he knows? And he was like, I used to be a band director.
Right.
It's universal. Like you say, you'll see someone with those letters and you're like, we got to connect.
Right. I mean, but what's your IG? I'm going to follow you. You follow me. I mean, that's the kind of thing we do. So, I mean, it's amazing. But yeah, music connects you. Like, I mean, even in the studio, we may not have anything in common. As a matter of fact, Anna and I were talking about it, my business partner, because she went to a PWI. She went to UNC Charlotte. And like, we have such different lifestyles. And if it wasn't for dance, we would have never connected. Like, I would have never even gone out of my way to speak to her, because while on the outside, she looks so different, we are so alike. So it's like music in itself does that. So yeah, it's like the arts. It's a completely different thing from anything you ever experienced. So
exactly, it's universal. And I mean, today in one of my Facebook groups, I posted Turn Up Tuesday, and I wanted people to share what song gets you in a good mood. Like, share it with everyone, and the variety.
Yeah.
The music that people, talked about. And it wasn't all like R&B and hip hop, it was other types of music, rock and roll, Well, somebody posted something that was like heavy metal, and I was like, you know what, that is a lit song. I do like that.
I mean, I can do classical, jazz, blues, R&B, hip hop, pop, heavy metal, like house. Like, I mean, if you were to look at my title playlist, like, you'd be like, well, what does she like? Well, so actually gospel is probably the most prominent on my title playlist. However, I have all sorts of different music. And so yeah, it's and that's the other thing, is that in A&T's band, we didn't just play, top 40 or what have you.
Right.
We would play marches and, the difficult music. And we actually got some slack one year, because what we typically do is whenever we're going to an away game, we tend to cater what we play to that crowd. So we played Duke one year, and we did like some rock, and we got some slack from the Black community, because they're saying that we were trying to water down the performance for the white people. And I'm like, guys, we do the same thing everywhere. When we go to Florida, when we go to FAMU, we play doggone booty music. We go to doggone Howard. We're playing go-go. So I'm like, for us, because we did the same thing at Duke. I mean, they basically try to say that we whitewashed, our band or whatever. It's like, no, and it shows that we are diverse and can play something more than your top four. So just because you ain't got no musicality doesn't mean that we gonna stay on y'all's level.
Exactly. I mean, that shows
we don't care.
Yeah, that just shows your range when you can do that. I mean, it just shows how you can take music from one.
That doggone Duke show was awesome. I'm sorry, I had to look at the comments.
No, that's completely right. I mean, it just shows how it shows your musicianship. And when I think of musicianship, I don't think that I could just play top 40. Right. I think that I can adapt and adjust whatever needs to be played.
I mean, we were just trying to extend an olive branch, while it's like, we gonna blow on y'all, but we want to let you know we appreciate this opportunity for allowing us to play on your field. I mean, it's just common courtesy.
Listen, just understand, even when we play the Pink Folks music, it's still gonna be lit.
Right. Like, and we still do our little jam and a little breakdown and like we gonna get it in there too. You know what I'm saying?
So it's just like that it is what it is. So I mean, I think
we don't care. We don't care, guys.
Right. I love it.
Our name is in your mouth. That's all we care about. So
and they were talking. Yeah, they were talking. So that's the main thing. So tell us just a tiny bit about your particular chapter. Don't give it all to them because we need them to buy the book next week. Okay.
Right. Well, I just gave a little bit of my drum major story and, just how, like I said, I grew up watching the band and I admired legendary drum major Anthony Chris, and he's the reason I was like, oh yeah, I definitely want to be the drum major. So it just kind of gives a little history into the drum major position and the drum major title because for some reason, I mean, it's a misnomer. Not everyone, a lot of people think that if you're the drum major, you play drums. I was like, guys, no.
Did they say that? For somebody said that?
Multiple people. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like, oh, so you play drums? No, the drum major leads the band. We're the one that's out there getting it. Like
you don't sit down with no instrument.
So yeah, I actually play the saxophone. So, but people actually do think that
Lord Jesus
plays the
I'm
drum.
worried about this.
You want to play the drum because Cole still be getting it. I bet.
Right.
I'm imitating them. You would think that I play the drums. I don't. I might learn one day though. If that might as well. I do a million other things. Why not add playing the drums?
I know, right? Why not add that to your repertoire? I mean, you do so much.
Might as well. Keep aiming for higher. Never stop learning.
Right. So you're a part of the Alumni Band. Is there any other things you do to stay connected to your band?
Well, I'm very active with Tau Beta Sigma. So, whenever we have new initiates, once they have crossed, I make sure to connect with each of them. I try to bond with them and find something that we have in common. Like I said, I mentor people, and so I try to make sure that I just basically, spread the knowledge, spread the wealth.
Right.
So I try to make sure that I find something that I can connect with on for each of them, and that way I stay in tune with them. So that's actually the way that I stay the tightest with the band is because I actually form genuine relationships with the active chapter of Tau Beta Sigma.
Oh, see, that's great, and I love how y'all just stay connected to, the band. As you stated, it's more than just, oh, this is something I did.
Oh yeah, no, I'm a lifetime member of Sigma, and I love every homecoming, every GHO. Like when we get to march in the ranks with the active, the university band. Oh, I love it because it's like we never left. And I actually try to learn some of the newer guys' stuff just so I can be like, listen, just because we march a different way doesn't mean that she lost a step, okay? She can do it too, honey. Okay? Yeah, she keep while she doing it, okay? Don't let the small size fool you. She gets down, but she real cute. Get a little hair done, and I always make sure I got a cute little outfit on, because I just want to know.
You got to. You can't show up less than that.
Now. Now she may be a little drum major, might be a little masculine when it comes to them moves, but she's still a diva now.
Be like, don't get it twisted, okay? Like, don't get it twisted. So.
And my husband is fine, just so you know. Yes, guys, I'm sorry. She's been taken since 2012, you know? I mean, you can't be this cute and not have a husband.
Girl, I'm not gonna play with you.
I'm sorry. Listen, you know,
not to say period. I agree with you, sis. I ain't even mad at you.
Yeah, she just want to let you know she is a little vain.
Yeah. Listen,
when you're talking to the third person, that's when you know she's a little vain.
You got to, if you don't put yourself up, who gonna do it for you?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Man,
for people that know, it's I don't actually. I'm very humble when you first meet me, so I really don't typically put all this out there until you actually know me, because some people are out there like, ugh, she is too much. Really
They'll be all right.
When you first meet me, I actually am much calmer, and I don't give you all my things because I don't want to be like, you know, I'm not that person. But I mean, we're on a platform where I'm supposed to tell all my things, so there you have it.
We need you to be you in all essence.
Okay. I don't want this to be boring. I am so far from boring. So
right, in all the essence. So I've been invited to A&T's homecoming. I was invited by some queens.
Let's go.
However, no ma'am, hold up. Listen. What? Listen. I'm old. I'll be 45 this year. I'm gonna need to take a nap before I come.
I was 43 in June. And so what? Age is
ma'am, I'm gonna take a nap before I. First of all, COVID got to go somewhere before I come.
What'd you say?
COVID got to go somewhere before I come. I'm not being around folks.
Get your vaccine. I'm gonna be a doctor real quick. Don't do that. Do not do that. Listen, okay. Let me get real professional.
My doctor actually laughing at me. She know I mean what I say.
Listen, and I get it. So I actually volunteered for the vaccine study simply because I want my Black people to be safe. And I knew that if I wasn't an example, that I couldn't convince anybody else to get it. So I've actually been vaccinated since October. I haven't grown a third eye, although it would be real cute.
I'm so glad you ain't, girl.
I ain't lost no toes. We ain't got no wings.
Wait a minute.
Listen, that was my husband's fault. My husband, after I got my shot, he said, "Did you lose a toe?" I said, "If you don't get out of here, sir."
No, he did not.
Yes, he did. I said, "Sir." Actually, he just got his first vaccine. So I've gotten my parents are vaccinated. I got one sister got one shot already. The other one, I'm working on her. She's getting hers soon. I've got cousins vaccinated. Listen, guys, we are not getting out of this pandemic until 85% of the population is either vaccinated or has had coronavirus. And furthermore, I actually take care of coronavirus patients. Coronavirus is going to do way worse than the vaccine. You are taking a big risk by walking out in these streets, even though you got your mask on. I mean, you still can get COVID. All you gotta do is do this one time, and boom, you got 1 million coronavirus particles in your nose, in your nostrils. And it's to protect other people, not just yourself, because you may be fine with coronavirus or COVID-19, but you can take it asymptomatically to your grandparent and they can die from it.
Yeah,
so
somebody can be infected by it. Yeah.
But seriously, COVID, like there's been studies that have shown that people are ending up with like some minor form of brain damage. You're getting blood clots, strokes, heart disease from coronavirus, the COVID-19 illness. So right. I've seen what the illness has done to people. I was like, oh no, that ain't gonna happen to me. I'm gonna go ahead and get the vaccine. So the vaccine, the science has been there for years. It's not like it came out of the blue, and it's not Tuskegee experiment, guys. Like, they don't do that.
What the hell not?
They don't do that anymore. So, it's not like they just like shooting people up and, letting all the black people die. That's not what we're doing anymore. Okay, it's safe. It's much safer than the actual virus. So do get the vaccine. I urge you all, as Dr. Hall, please, because I'm ready to stop dancing with masks on, okay? Because when I'm like really feeling my routine, like the tongue come out, because it ain't real until the tongue come out. So I'm like, you know that it's behind the mask, okay? It's behind the mask. You can't see my facials.
Did you say?
Yes, I did.
I came with you, Dr. Kellye.
See all that I'm giving you, okay? You can't see my whole performance with a mask on. I mean, I'm trying to give you real good stuff with the eyes, but you can't get it just with the eyes. You got to.
You is a mess, girl. You are a mess. Oh yes, ma'am. We definitely must connect. I'm so glad Dr. Christie said that, because a lot of people are saying that. Oh, it's like the Tuskegee. I haven't said that. I just have my own, inhibitions about taking the vaccine. But yes, I'm with her on that. Like, that is not what we should be saying. Even if you are not a person who wants to get the vaccine or you don't have enough information about it, stop saying that.
Yes, please.
Let's stop saying that, please.
Yes. But yeah, the science has been there for years. It didn't just pop up out of the blue. It's not like, because people are saying, oh, well, it's too new. I don't know anything about it. Well, so is COVID-19, and that's going to kill you first. There have not been people that have died from the doggone vaccine. People have not been hospitalized from the vaccine. But you will be hospitalized or can die from COVID-19. And now that people 65 and up are mostly vaccinated, the people that are dying now are 40-something-year-olds, okay? Because the variants are killing younger people. And the more we're out here willy-nilly, just day partying it up, and ain't nobody been vaccinated and people ain't wearing their masks, then the virus is jumping from body to body. And then guess what happens? It replicates and forms a new virus. And so we're going to be chasing our tail, because there are all these different forms of COVID-19, because people won't get vaccinated and they won't be safe. So I'm asking you, please, everybody, I want to get back to normal life. We ain't going to do it until 85% of us.
Baby, normal ain't normal no more.
Oh, yeah, but it could be normal sooner. And the sooner we can get people
then
back.
later. Yeah, it could be soon. It could be normal sooner than later. And then
I live in a whole segment on that.
I live in a state where the little dumb governor decided to lift the mask mandate. But people still wear them, which I'm glad that everybody here in Texas still was like, boy, I don't care what you say. We still wearing our mask and things like that. So that is
apparently the pandemic is over in Texas.
Girl, I'm talking about, did you really just say that, sir? I want to roll you out. Let me stop.
Listen, that's a whole other can of worms. We can do this all day. I mean, like I said, that's a whole other segment that we need another 2-3 hours for that alone.
You a mess. So okay, when I do come to homecoming,
listen,
you know I know here. Okay. Listen, Dr. Ashley, talking about, you ain't lying. We just out here just baby. We done had little Kiki concerts and everybody concerts out here.
Just as bad having all these parties. I said, what in the entire hell is going on in Atlanta? What y'all doing?
Right. Yeah. So I'm with you.
So Obama said, y'all get in your house. Put your mask on.
I'm coming, Dr. Christie. I'm coming. I promise.
I'm ready. And you're going to see me get down with the get down, okay?
Yes. She's going to be kind of fish like, you must know your girl don't eat me, but I am vegetarian. So good. So good.
And I need to watch the doggone band, because doggone it. And see, I knew back in like March of last year, I said, hey guys, I actually put up a Facebook post, and I was like, listen, so what are we going to do when there's no GHO? And people were like, why would you say something like that? Take it back. And I was like, I'm just trying to get y'all ready, because there's not going to be one, because this doggone virus is taking people out left and right. So right now. And then they announced it back, probably like around August, September. I said, I told you, I've been ready. Have y'all gotten yourself ready? Actually, people were like, can someone please check on Kellye and make sure she's okay? Because there's no GHO. I was like, I already knew what's going to happen. You know, it's
right. You was already prepared.
Right. But I'm like, 2021, GHO, watch out. Okay. She's coming through with fire. because you missed out on doggone 2020. We got to make up.
Y'all got to make up for 2020.
Right. We got to make up for lost time.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
definitely.
2, 3, 4 fish plates because I missed out last year. Clear the road because the band is coming through, and
like straight through.
Through everything. Okay.
Right, straight through.
March all through the doggone yard, the whole yard. Give a show to everybody. You want a show? Boom, here you go. Ready? Let's go.
Yeah, y'all ready? You ready to get down with it? Oh my God! You know what? I know you gonna cut the food. Okay, I already know you gonna cut the food.
Okay, she don't sit still.
Oh my gosh! So, Dr. Christy say, y'all
listen. Them young bucks, they ain't ready to march all the way over to Fraser. They ain't ready. They I mean, I'm gonna say this,
don't hurt their little feelings. They feel.
I'm trying to like clean it up, but them little punks ain't ready. That was me being clean. I'm sorry.
I love them.
They know I love them. I mean, I just had to go into like a clinic here at my studio. So no, I really do love them. But
they'll be all right.
They got it just a tad bit easier than we had it back in the day. Because their band room is right across the street from the field. We used to have to march all the way from the other side of campus to the field and then march back after the game. So, they don't know nothing about all that. But
yeah, they don't know. They ain't ready for that. They're not ready. Yeah.
Yep. Dr. Walker, the hill ain't ish. We know. They know.
I can't wait to read. I can't wait to read the book, but your chapter specifically.
I kept it a little professional in the book, but read my memoir now. See, the memoir is where you get all the juice. Okay, and that's number one. Because memoir number 2 gonna be from Dr. the Dancer. Now that's gonna be some real.
Okay, you gotta make sure your girl get the exclusive on that. I'm finna
listen. Sure your girl get the right now, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna set up another interview when the memoir is out this summer. How about that?
Yeah, let's do that because
I
need the exclusive on that.
And we're gonna talk about it, honey. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
The being that she is.
Oh my gosh, I have had so much fun with you. This has been great. Now tell everybody how they can get connected with you.
Oh Lord, there's a lot of me. Okay, so there is. I got so many different things. So on Facebook, I am Kellye Worth Hall. On Instagram, I am Kellye. Don't forget the E because my name is Kellye. Yes, I did. Because people always spell my name incorrectly. So it's KELLYE_get_the_E. Yes. So y'all will remember how to spell my doggone name because everyone needs to know Kellye Hall. So that's Instagram. On Twitter, I am Aggie Diva Doc. I have my own website, which is www.drkelleywhall.com. That's DRKELLYEWHALL.com. Then we have NC Dance District, so that's www.ncdancedistrict.com. And we are that on YouTube and Facebook as well. And you will see plenty of videos with me in it, dancing, getting my dance on at the age of 42. Who becomes a professional dancer at the age of 40?
Dr. Kellye.
Well, me. So that too. And then takes over a whole dance studio at the age of 41. Wow, still being a doctor. I mean, who does that?
Right.
Me. Anyway. Follow all of me. Every single part of me. Just find all of it. Find it, get there, follow me. If you look like you kind of interesting, then I'll follow you back. If you are Aggie or Tau Beta Sigma or Kappa Kappa Psi or Q Psi Phi, I'll follow you back. Child, I need to follow you. Why are we talking about it?
We're gonna make sure we connect.
Right.
On
I'm like, follow me, I'll follow you back. I mean,
Right. We're gonna make sure we do that. So I have definitely enjoyed chatting with you. Congrats on the book that comes out when? When does it drop?
It comes out next Tuesday? Whatever that day is. I think that's like the 29th or something. What's the day? Something like, I don't know. It's next week.
The 27th. The 27th.
Okay, good. Yeah, there it is. Because I was like, listen, I mean, she's a million people. It's hard for me to keep up with what I'm doing. I'm like, when is it coming out? Sometime next week. Okay, great. Just send me a reminder and I'll go with it.
And it comes out on Amazon, right? Oh yeah, Dr. Say Tuesday the 27th. Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Little, because girl, child, I don't be knowing what day it is today. How about that? So I need a personal assistant. Does anybody want to work for like free for right now?
like free.
Right now, you know, because I'm on the up and up. So I'm gonna take care of you. But right now,
you gotta come ground level. It's levels to this.
Right. Because I'm waiting on Michelle Obama and Oprah, you know, to be like, we on the book tour. I'm like, let's go. Yeah. I was ready. I was waiting. Thank you.
Yeah, me too. Oh my gosh. Girl, I have had a ball with you. I am so looking forward to us connecting offline.
Right.
Definitely. This was great.
This was very fun. I have had a ball.
Yes. Thank you all for joining us tonight as well. Make sure y'all come back tomorrow night. I am interviewing a couple tomorrow.
Ooh, is it Asia and Joram Reed?
Yes.
Oh, I gotta catch it. It's because that's my sister's line sister for Delta, and she's Tau Beta Sigma, and he was your major FAMU. Yes, I know them. Long story short.
Make sure you tune in too, boo.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yes. Well, thanks again, Dr. Kellye. We really appreciate you joining us on tonight.
It was fun.